Hello and welcome to this week's Story of the Blues, my take on all things Oldham Athletic. I'm Tommy Oldham, or my real name Tom OD. Today we play Halifax and we go into this game on a high on the back of Saturday's 5-1 win at Halifsx. I first like to pay tribute to a friend of mine, Richard Connolly, who recently passed away, a top Oldham fan who was regular at away games. It'll be a sad loss, and hopefully up on that turnstile on the terraces up in heavenly skies, and then many other great Oldham fans will have enjoyed Saturday's win. It was a great buzz, it was a great response from the week before, as I've said, and it was nice to come out of Boundary Park, F1 having such a positive feeling, and on a high now for the tonight's Halifax game. A game which good to see the cherry end open. Halifax should bring a few down, making a short trip over from the Pennines. Obviously it's important we win, bit of consistency, back-to-back wins, and it will set us up nicely for Chesterfield on Saturday. I hope you like my new take, basically doing a big vlog which I'll put out ideally at the weekends, and just a short little intro on the day of the game, and it gives me more time, more preparation to try and put more quality in. I won't lie, I was 50-50 about uploading the last video. Simple reason, my camera skills were not that good. A few things like asleep, a couple of beers, and also just over celebrating. I've seen a few others, and a lot of people give you a lot of good feedback on Saturday. I'm also trying to get a bit more fan interaction in this week. Again, Saturday was just the first game of the season. It was more a case of catching up with faces. And after the Southend game, I thought it was more about just getting behind the lads and enjoying the day. So yeah, tonight it's Halifax Town and it's under the floodlights. So fingers crossed we can make it back-to-back wins and get ourselves onto 6 points. Obviously Halifax have won one game and lost game. They won their opening game 2-0 at home to Bromley and lost their second game 2-0 away at Bournemouth. Look out for ex-Oldham youngster Vesper Sarfer and Jamie Stott, who obviously had a spell at us a few years ago. They've also got experience in Tom Clark and Luke Summerfield. I have a long time mate of mine, Rob Keast. How you doing, Rob?
Great, yeah, great.
You didn't
Tom.
go Southend, but last Saturday was really good out. What did you think of it?
I played really well, some attacking stuff there. Yeah, we're really pleased.
Prediction for tonight?
It's got to be a 2-0 win.
Why will this season be better than last?
Well, the squad's stronger. I looked at last season's starting 11 to last Saturday's, and the difference is phenomenal. So hopefully we've got more quality. We're going to do, hopefully, miles better than last season.
And finally, how did you find that challenge on Saturday, the tyre one?
Oh, it was. I've done it before, but I've not gone this close before. I hit the underside of the circle of the hole, so I'm a bit gutted with that. But yeah,
For
upwards
the
and
viewers
onwards.
on air, we're going to put that video in now. Thanks, Rob.
Cheers.
So here I am back at Boundary Park tonight. We play Halifax on the back of Saturday's great 5-1 win. Another win tonight would be superb. Halifax so far have won 1 and drawn 1. It's a game I really think we can win. I don't expect to score 5 goals, but I'll just take a win. Another good performance would really do. Hopefully we'll keep the same team as on Saturday. Big positive mood now. I said we need a response and we got that. Let's go out tonight under the floodlights on a warm Tuesday night and get ourselves another win. Climb that table and let's set ourselves up nicely for Saturday's game at Chesterfield. Going to go for 3-0 Oldham, hopefully Norwood, and Nuttall will get on the score sheet, and maybe a camo appearance from Fondop. Come on Oldham, we can do this. As I've said, the promotion push has already begun. Halifax Town at home, come on Oldham, back-to-back wins please, let's have it. a bit too chilled out for my liking. I'm sure what we can do to take the game to teams. There's no time to turn it around. Get in! One. Half time, it's 1-1. I feel got a little bit too complacent to start with. The midfield's a bit weak, it could be stronger, but we ended half a stronger team. They looked unbalanced, unvitalised. We've got plenty of players on that pitch that can score, plenty of reinforcements on the bench. Hopefully it's a wake up call to that floor now, just keep on top of the ball. We can go out and we can still win this. Come on, Oldham. Swells salad, as they called it, smash. Looks good, tastes nice. Come on, Ree, let's shake this up now.
Not a chance. Too much to do, mate. Not a chance.
Time to draw. Even back in, follow it through. Oh. Yeah. Come on. Oh! Oh! Lost 2-1, simple, not good enough. Complete opposite from Saturday. A lot of players didn't perform. So, tonight we've lost at home to Halifax 2-1. Now anyone that knows me knows I am not a serial moaner. I get behind the team, I get behind the lads. Yeah, a couple of times last year I said about Unsworth, about him, was he the option long term? And I probably twice called for, he said once after Halifax away last year and after the Oldham game. But it proved to me towards the end of the season, he put a run of games together. I thought, yeah, he deserves his chance. I'm not calling for his head now. I've said I'll make my judgment after 5 games. But come on, after that tonight, especially that second half performance tonight, you cannot be anything but critical of it. Now, I've been watching Oldham. It's my 33rd year of being a fan of Oldham, of going to games. Okay. As I said in my video before the Southend game, I'm optimistic and I was confident going into the season, and I will not apologise for that. Saturday, everything was perfect. Everything was clicked. It was the response we needed after that game. This year, our fans have got high hopes, high expectations. David Unsworth has been backed. Apart from Tollett, Hogan and Sharon on Saturday, okay, Norman went off injured. 7 of them players he brought in, and 4 of the subs. Now, I don't mind us not playing always well. After Saturday's game, I said beforehand, it's nice to have fast, dynamic, fancy football. And yeah, I expected it to be, I wouldn't say struggle, but tougher on Tuesday than it was on Saturday. I said I took a 1-0 win and I took a 2-0 win. I know we're not going to play well every game, but by heck, it's Tuesday night, as usual. We get our hopes up high and we have the optimism. If you've been in that fan bar before the game, 5:05, it was quite busy already. A couple I knew have come up from Burton, Terry and Margaret, lovely couple. I've had an old Joe over from Southport. 2 of the lads with me, Anthony and Jack, have come from Blackburn and Preston. I'm talking to one fan who, him and his son, had come up from London, school holidays. He said, yeah, come up for a home game midweek. The fans bar were busy. There was a breath of optimism. People were excited for the game. I remember a few years ago under previous owners, people were saying that home games were becoming felt like a chore. Everything clicked on Saturday. The performance, the manner of the performance, the way we won, the way we didn't let heads drop, the way we scored. The whole ground was buzzing. There was nearly 8,000 there on a Tuesday night. I repeat, 8,000 on a Tuesday night for a 5th level game in England. Yet teams in the Scottish Premier League can't even get that. Teams in Europe in some of their top flights. There'll be teams in League 1 and League 2 that we're looking at that thinking, wow, if only we could have that number. Fans were coming back. Fans starting to believe. Like I said we're not going to win every game, but come on, Unsworth. That second half the other day, it's like what we've witnessed the last 20 years or so, what we witnessed last year. You got it wrong. You got your subs wrong. Fondop came on. It was a like-for-like sub. We didn't attack enough. We didn't press enough. There was very little urgency. The tempo was low. There was no intensity. Very little aggression. The midfield was weak again. Obviously, Norman's injury couldn't be helped. We know that. But what was different to your team talk to what was there on Saturday? The midfield was weak. Tollett didn't have a particularly good game. You left it late to bring Reid on. You only used 2 subs. You had a 3rd sub. Why not bring Gardner on? Someone in the field to be creative. In the last few minutes, you should have stuck Willoughby on. I'd rather have lost 3-1. I don't like losing anyway, but from Willoughby, I'm just gone 3-4-3 in attack. Just absolutely gone for it. For a spell of injury time, we couldn't even get the ball out of our own half. Now, I've always praised you. You've done your conferences, your press conferences, especially on the Boundary Park alert system. Some of the things you've said this year have been spot on, have been good. But some of the things you said today about conceding goal from set pieces, it's already happened a couple of times this season. It happened last season. The first goal, credit to Halifax, it was a good strike. The second one was poor defending. You're saying about the Tuesday to Saturday, this is what's rattled me the most. When I did my video, my first one of the year, when I reviewed the fixtures, I said the way the season's been squeezed in, it's going to be a Tuesday, Saturday most weeks. Now, I could understand if this was November, October, or we're playing a midweek cup match, or the game's being postponed and rearranged. I could understand if it was a cold Tuesday night and the place is shivering, and on the back of playing Tuesday, Saturday. Yeah, I understand Dickinson and Freeman are on short deals because they've had injuries. But for heaven's sake, it's the second game of the... Sorry, it's the third game of the season. The second home game. So you've had to travel since Saturday. It's like Dickinson and Freeman, it's only their second game. Now, or was it Dickinson's third? Whatever, either way, to use a Tuesday, Saturday excuse is poor for me. It was a warm night. You've had a pre-season. Yeah, if you'd changed the team, people would have slated you, and I wouldn't have expected you to, and I agree with that. But come on, look at the bigger picture. It wasn't as bad as Halifax last year because that was such a poor game. But first half, when we got it back to 1-1, we started to look more composed. We looked better. They were on edge. It rattled them. And we should have built on that. But we didn't. And this is the thing with fans now. It was just like watching games from last year where there was no plan B. Where it's just like, oh, game over earlier on. I tipped Halifax to struggle this year, and I'm going to hold my hands up. That was a good performance from them. They did a job on us. They scored a goal. Goodwin at right back looked good. The number 22, I can't pronounce his name, ran rings around us. He looked organised. Well, their former manager is one of our former youth coaches. He was Pete Wild's number 2. So we all have had a fair idea, but even he probably come here and thought, wow, these on the back of a 5-1 defeat. And this goes back to what 5-1 win. This is what goes back to what you said about Tuesday, Saturday. I'm sorry, but when your team's just won 5-1, then players can be buzzing. They should be raring to go. They should be thinking, right, you want to follow that up with a back-to-back win. Oldham Athletic are the kings of consistently being inconsistent. Now, again, I'm not calling for your head. And I'm not, like I say, I'm not one of these that was on your case before the game and wants you to lose for the sake of it because they want to see you sacked. Or one of these that wants us to be bad because it's a badge of honour. It's like they're ashamed that we had a good spell. But the fact the fans are slowly believing again. Now, yeah, like the Southend game, if we beat Chesterfield, it'll be forgotten about. But why can't we put one of the games together? You did it towards the end of last season. Why? That's what's annoyed. That's what's angered people the most. It's the manner of the defeat. As the saying goes, it's the hope that kills. And had we won on Tuesday, I'm sure we'd have filled out Chesterfield. Especially as there's not many localish games on a Saturday afternoon. But you've got options, use them. Halifax came and exploited our weaknesses. It's like with Oldham. 3 steps forward, 4 steps back. I don't like looking at the league table very early on. My dad used to say, oh, don't look at it after 10 games. And Brian Clough used to say something similar. But when you're in a division where there's only one team getting promoted automatically, you can't help but look at that table. Now, Chesterfield have had a fairly easy start, to be fair, but already turning games round, scoring late winners. It'd be typical of them to go and beat them now, and I really hope we do. But gee, we don't half make hard work of everything, do we not? As I always say with Oldham, expect the unexpected. And if we get a good run of results together, yeah, these blips we forget about. United fan at work, Brian, who watches my videos, right, Brian, he said, oh, don't worry, Tom, it's a blip. It's been a blip for the last 20 years. It's just frustrating, ain't it? We're all wound up still. And people, I'm still reading it on Twitter, the season we finally thought we can get things right. I know it's early days, and a few people, you're probably telling me I'm going OTT over the top. Don't get me wrong. Because of these go, really, man? And it's a fake reaction for social media, which I don't do. I'm not like that. I try to be reasonable. I try to be balanced. But God, it is hard work being an Oldham fan. And for the younger fans especially. But, as I say, we'll go again on Saturday. Heads in gear. We'll put a show on for the TV cameras. And let's really, really take the game to Chesterfield. Let's go right at the opposition. let's not sit back. Like, if we get a point, we get a point. It's not the end of the world. But we can go and win there. My only worry is we won there the last couple of visits, and now we due a defeat as our luck run out there already. It's an interesting time, isn't it? Because the league's not all set and done, not at all, and some say, oh, Chesterfield will run away with it. It's 3 games. Let's look beyond that. But a few more points from the game than I've not actually analysed the game. We should have, we should have had a penalty, and it should have been a sending off. People saying Halifax is a new bogey team. Good point, but Brentford, Bristol Rovers, Port Vale, we've had too many bogey teams over the years. Obviously, Halifax did a job on us. They looked good, they looked solid at the back. I felt with that creativity, we did lack urgency. There was no tempo, we didn't assert ourselves, weren't intense enough, no aggressive, weren't physical enough in there. We sat back too deep. Again, like we said, when we fighted and the oppositions come at us, giving too much time, too much space, and that first goal did that. Which, like I said, we struggled to put these runs of games together, but hopefully, like Oldham away last year, this will be that wake-up call, that game we need. Benny joined the New Saints in Wales, although they're actually based in England, in Shropshire, and they've been the most successful team in the Welsh Premier League, although Constisistantly did with the title Duvier and pushed them a little bit, but it's not a bad loan spell. It'll get football regular. It'll hopefully build his confidence. Personally, I'd have sent him to a team where there's a bit more of maybe another team in that division, but again, it's better than him being sat back, licking his wounds, wanting to kick a ball, getting a camera roll here and there. If you're not going to play him or they can't get to the team, get him out, get the experience, and hopefully by the time he comes, he'll be more refreshed and get thrown at the deep end when we need him to. Also, nice to be interviewed in the programme, although I wish I could have found a better photo. This channel I do, my shows are all independent, but I'm happy to work with the club, and Alan has said he wants more fans to contribute to the programme. So if you want to be interviewed, message him. They're desperate to hear stories, and like you say, one thing people say to me, and I've said it myself to other fans, rather than having the same old faces, let's hear new stories, let's hear other fans. It doesn't matter if you're from the outreaches every days, from USA, Germany, we want to hear them. So get in contact with them. And right now I'm back home, I'm shattered. I've obviously went and done a 8-hour shift right after the game. Chased Rob Keys to get me to work. I didn't realise there was a bus strike on. Let's put the result behind us now. Heads up in gear, and all attention turns to Saturday. Again, thanks for watching the videos. I'll keep the content coming if you all keep liking them. Have a good one. Keep the faith. Come on, Oldham. I'll see you all on the terraces.